Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to another episode of College and Career Pathways, where every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 2 p.m. we provide you with information about financial aid, various colleges and universities, skilled trade professions, technical programs, financial aid again, job opportunities, you name it. We provide it all so that you can make the best decisions possible about your careers and your future. My name is Toni Curitan, and I am your host today. And today we are going to begin our financial literacy series. 2 to 3 sessions every month, we are going to be focusing on various aspects of being financially literate, because these are things you need to know as a young adult, as an adult, because I find out things all the time. So we are here with Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union. Colleen, welcome back. We're so excited to have you.
Thank you. I really am so excited to be back. I look forward to seeing your face and to presenting a little bit of a lot of things. So I look forward to hearing from and hopefully getting to know a little better those of you who are going to be attending over the next few weeks and months. Okay. So as mentioned, my name is Colleen Godfrey. I'm a consumer education specialist with the credit union, meaning I teach financial literacy. I'm not here teaching this is what you should do with your money. I'm here saying there's a lot of information you probably don't know that would help you make a more informed decision. And we're going to cover over these next few months a little bit of a lot of different things. And today, since it's the beginning, we're going to start at the very beginning. Just starting, you're thinking about money. Whoops, I got to go all the way back to the beginning. Okay, common money beliefs. What are your money beliefs? How can you start thinking about what to do with your money, how to make money? What's your attitude towards money? We're going to look at today, you think of it as something you're excited about, something you feel anxious about, you're trying to avoid. Do you talk about money? Since you were a kid, have you been a spender, been a saver? If you sit back and look at yourself and your relationship with money, what can you pick out? Today, we're going to look at what's your money persona. Now, like personality, one personality isn't better than another. They're just different. One athlete isn't better than another. They just play different sports. So helping to identify what your money persona is may help you predict, lead up to things, deal with something better, be better prepared. So today we're going to look at 4 different personas. Identifying helps you better understand your relationship with money. As we go through these 4 different personas, you should identify with at least one of them. You'll certainly think of someone else, oh, that reminds me of someone else. Oh, that reminds me of someone. And like personalities, you're not entirely one thing. You may hear some of yourself in more than one. But let's look at it. The first one we're going to look at is the avoiding ostrich. And after going through this whole thing, I think I'd put myself most under the avoiding ostrich tendencies. What does that mean? I have piles of unopened mail at home. I need automatic debit, otherwise I'd forget. I open my bank statements, but I don't really read them. uh, the concept of asking for more money or, asking for a raise is terrifying. And I don't like to talk about money. I would say this is definitely myself, in my 18, 19, 20, through my 20s. I don't want to think about it. I just want it to kind of take care of itself. And it's kind of an avoidance. So, well, maybe you don't have bank statements yet, but do you really read all your mail? Do you write things down in your planner? Are you good with due dates? If you're thinking, money is complicated, it's impossible to manage well, I'm just going to avoid it. I see this when I go into high schools and I talk to some, junior seniors, and I ask, well, do you have a savings account? Do you have a checking account? And they say, I don't know. I think, I don't know. I'm like, aren't you going to be going to live on your own, or aren't you going to be living in a dorm, or, how do you not know where your money is? Well, I give it to my mom and she takes care of it. Or, anytime I had a birthday, she said, just give me the money and I'll take care of it. With the best intentions. I don't want you to do something irresponsible. Let me handle it. That's great. But meanwhile, he's grown up without really having any sort of understanding or relationship with money. And now it's come time for him to be responsible with it. So if you might have that mindset of, I'm just trying to, I've heard things about credit and loans, and I just want to avoid everything. Can be self-sabotage. You worry about missing out on something because you were too afraid to try. If you aren't great with organization, late fees is going to be very expensive over many years, and that's something you need to kind of nip in the bud for sure. If you tend to be the avoiding ostrich, you don't ask questions in class, don't be afraid to ask questions. You're going to hear me say that over and over and over again throughout this whole time. Ask questions. Don't be afraid to ask questions over the phone, in person, no matter what the topic is. If someone can't explain something to you where you understand it, don't sign anything, So make sure you're asking questions. Make sure you understand. Don't be afraid. Just make sure you understand what's going on. Strut and peacock. Now, first thing I think of is my dad. When I go through this, I'm like, oh, my dad's a total strutting peacock. It doesn't matter how much money he has, he wants to make it seem like he's got a ton of it, right? Money's meant to be enjoyed. I can't wait to just strike it rich. I want to win the lottery. If I can't afford something now, I'll just put it on the credit card. I'll figure it out later. I love treating my friends, my family out, to a night out. I love treating people. If I ever won the lottery, my friends would be the first to know. And brand names are important, for clothing or maybe food or vehicles, jerseys. It's that outer look. Money is meant to kind of put on an image. So this has somewhat of a negative connotation, but don't think of it as a bad thing. People feel like they worked hard, they earned their money. I want to show it off. There's nothing wrong with showing it off. But if you're thinking, well, what's the point of having it if you can't enjoy it? It causes some of its own problems. It becomes a shopping addiction. It becomes, you're never satisfied, right? If we say, I need this pair of shoes, you're going to need clearly many more pairs of shoes after that. Oh, this is the last car I'm going to buy. It's not going to be the last car you're going to buy, right? Overspending, trying to impress people. You're never going to get to the right spot. And I see this a lot with people who make a lot of money. People think, or I should say it's common to think, that if someone has a high income, Well, they're good with money, right? They're fine. You know, they're fine. And budgeting, and that's only for people who don't make very much money. Wrong. People who make a significant large amount of money, that does not mean they're good with it. They'll just throw money around, not really understanding where it goes. You'll end up wasting money, wasting money on fees, wasting money, on an investment, things you didn't read very well, falling for a get-rich-quick scheme, trying to show off. For instance, you buy, a Tesla tomorrow, and then 1 year from now, the value is, goes down by tens of thousands. You have to understand, okay, I know I like to enjoy money. I know I plan on showing it off, but let's try to reel it in. Showing it off can also be a detriment. If we go back, unfortunately, to Kim Kardashian getting robbed in Paris of her jewelry, criminals said, well, we saw it online. She kept showing it online. She kept showing how much, she had. Be careful. You don't need to go online and show what you have. Wow, my house has all these items in it. Showing off can be, can have a negative connotation. When you're leaving the casino and you're walking through the parking lot, don't be yelling about how excited you are about how much money you won. Just be excited quietly to yourself and, maybe high five. You don't need to advertise it. Be stashing crow. Stashing crow would probably be most of my generation's grandparents, where every penny, everything seemed to get stashed aside. Financial success isn't about spending the most, it's about having the most. They're potentially a workaholic. I can never work enough. As long as there's more money to be made, then I should be out making it. I'm very competitive. I like to win. I need to beat records. I geek out over a deal or finding an amazing coupon or an online investment deal. I can't remember the last time I spent more than $100, just for something fun, maybe for a pair of jeans or on an expensive dinner or a pair of shoes or a piece of jewelry or something. And we all have our own limit. We might spend $100 on a dinner, but then someone else says, oh, I spent $400 on dinner. And we think, oh my God, how could you possibly spend that much? We all have that limit that seems like too much for us, wherever that number is. But if you're thinking money is important and you can just never have enough, your intention is you live to work. Your intention is just to gather more money, stash more money, have more money. That can also lead to some negative behaviors, hoarding tendencies, having, what they say, like your finger in the pie or in the pots and too many things, working too hard where you don't have a chance to enjoy the money, or you end up compromising your beliefs or the kind of person you are in order to earn more money. That money is not the most important thing. These people can underspend on activities and fun. I've known, grown men in their apartments, they have, one chair, one table, one couch, and, not much of anything because they don't have a life outside of work. And that's not, fun either. Your money needs to be realistically enjoyed. And the wary owl, the final persona we're going to look at today, the wary owl. You usually think of owls, you think wise. Okay. Detail-oriented. I love organizing, planning things out. It's these stories about hackers, credit card breaches, data breaches that freaks me out. I'm scared of the consequences of a bad financial decision. Investing is not worth it because there's a chance I could lose everything, I'm amazing at budgeting. Now, the wary owl sounds similar to the avoiding ostrich, right? The avoiding ostrich is really disorganized, unorganized. They can't keep things straight, so they just rely on throwing money at the problem. The wary owl is good with budgeting, but they have that fear. There's that wariness. I'm afraid of making a bad decision, so I'm going to make no decision. If I don't invest in a stock, I can't lose money in a stock. Now, that's true, but spending and investing is what gets people in trouble. Investing is what sets you up for the future. And investing just means long-term savings. And there's lots of different ways to do it. Stable ways, risky ways, a lot in between. If you have this fear of, I don't know enough about money, so I can't make an informed decision. I don't know enough about credit cards, so I'm not going to bother to get one. I don't know anything about a mortgage, so I'm not going to try to get one. Well, this is why I love doing what I do, where I go out and try to explain a little bit. Do you have questions about your mortgage? We can walk you through every part of it. You can learn all about it before you even go to the credit union. You need to have a level of trust with your financial institution, whether it's a bank, whether it's a credit union, but a financial advisor, a branch manager that you go to. You need to have somebody that you trust, that you can have real conversations with. What do you think? What's your expertise? Someone who maybe is an A student, is great with their planner, keeps great notes, gets A's on tests, but they're afraid of getting in trouble. Everything is going so well, everything is perfect. I'm afraid of doing anything wrong to break, this perfect record. You want to have some of this vigilance, but you also want to relax a bit too. You need to put yourself out there a bit and learn from your mistakes in all aspects of your life. Going through those, did you relate to one or more? Was there one that you think was definitely more like yourself? If I look back in time, I would think I was more like the ostrich, and I feel more confident about my decisions now. I don't avoid nearly as much, and I know I can ask questions, and I can change my mind. And there isn't always a right or a wrong decision. It's what's best for you at this time in your situation, right? So throughout this whole series, money is very personal. So it's information, and then do with it what works best in your own situation. The next time you're making a financial decision, and again, we're going to be looking at where to get an account, what type of financial institution to go to, what type of loans to get, why to get a loan, how to save. Think about where your pitfalls and your strengths are, right? If your strength is competitiveness, maybe try to find the easiest way to do something, show off the fact that you found some notifications that let you know, when something is due, or it sets up automatic payment and it takes care of itself. Ask for help in the areas you're going to need it. Everyone has challenges, right? Everyone's not perfect with any one thing. If it's organization, if it's, a level of trust, if it's, money is taboo, whatever you're kind of anxious about, worried about, think about that coming into it. Okay, I know I need to maybe let my guard down a little bit. I know I need to maybe gather some more information. I need to get comfortable asking more questions, because by the end of all of this, hopefully you will be a much more confident financial decision maker. I sent Ms. Kierton a handout, and it has on one side kind of a quiz, a multiple choice quiz, and then the results being which of the four personas do you seem closest to. So if you would like to take that yourself and see where you fall, or have your friends take it, that's something you can do as well. Were there any questions on the different money personas, or anything at all I can answer?
You guys got any questions? If you put your name in the chat and your email, I'll send you the handout that Colleen is referring to. But you guys got any questions?
Okay. And I will just leave you with, again, trying to identify your own persona is meant to help you. It's all to help you in the long run. It's not a negative thing. So starting to recognize, well, I'm really impulsive about certain things. I'm going to have to worry about being impulsive. I change my mind a lot. I'm going to have to worry about, signing something and wanting to go back on a decision. Just start thinking about, where your strengths might be and where your weaknesses might be. So you can really look at your own situation. All right. Well, I will stick around, be on here for as long as anyone has any questions. But otherwise, thank you so much for joining, and I will join you again very soon.
Good deal, good deal. Thank you guys for joining. Colleen, great, excellent presentation. As always, it is extremely important for us to be able to identify who we are in that scale and spectrum so that we can better understand our spending and saving habits. So good information. Thank you guys for joining. And Wednesday, we will be here and we will be back with Michigan Schools and Government Credit Union. And we will be talking at that time about, now that you've graduated high school, what's next? What are your options? What opportunities are out there for you? And to try and figure out the best career path that you can select for yourself. Because we've all discovered that if you're not happy in doing what you do, then you're not going to be very successful at it, and you're not going to stick with it very long. So if you learn early on, just like with regards to identifying what kind of spender or saver you are, if you learn early on what it is you enjoy and what it is, seemingly comes natural to you, what, you're kind of bent and lean towards as career professions, the better off you are. So thanks again, everyone, for joining, and we'll see you all on Wednesday. Have a great day.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Cool, Colleen. That was an excellent presentation as always. And it is, like I said, it's really good to identify who you are in the way you spend your money. Because honestly, if you don't pay attention to that, it could get away from you and you wind up.
And if you don't stop to think about it, it's not something that would come to mind, because
Sure.
you've probably heard, and I would
Sure.
say, my dad is the strutting and my mom is the stash and crow, and I don't understand how they function
How they
together.
coexisted all that time.
So it's like, where do you get why you're anxious about money, or where do you think it comes from that you feel like you have to hide your money, or whatever it is, or never order dessert or never order drinks when you're out at a restaurant, because that's how you were brought up, that type thing.
Indeed.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
The only other thing, which I think you already know, just you did a great